I joined pageant because I wanted to showcase Hmong culture. It's like one of the tribes in China, and we don't really think about the tribes in China. There's like a lot of them. I'm just one of them, and the tribe I'm in is Hmong, and there's not many of us. So we don't really think about them, we don't talk about them, we don't know the culture, because the cultures of the tribe are each different. We don't speak the same language as the Chinese people. We don't speak Cantonese, we don't speak Mandarin. We're our own separate thing. So I feel like we should talk more about the minorities within the minorities too. Yeah, so I feel like that's important. My favorite fairy tale is The Ugly Duckling. It's a really simple story, but my mom used to always read it to me when I was very little. Because it's like, you know, the ugly duckling, he's very different from the rest of the people that he grows up with. And he feels different, he knows he's different. But like, just because he's different doesn't mean he's bad, doesn't mean he's, you know, ugly. It's just the fact that he's different, and being unique isn't bad. So like, towards the end he finds out that himself is not ugly, it's just he's different. And that's not a bad thing, so that's why it's my favorite.
I joined pageant because I wanted to prove to myself that I was capable of more than what I had expected of me and what others had expected of me. And I really wanted to come out of my shell and try something new and really just show others that, you know, I can do something like pageant and just be myself to others. I chose my fairy tale character as Princess Jasmine because Princess Jasmine, she always expected she wanted to impress her father, and she not only loved her father, but she wanted to make him happy. And I relate to that because I always did what was expected of me from others. And before I started college, I never tried anything for myself. So doing FOB last semester, doing pageant this semester really allowed me to be myself and do things that I've always wanted to do without being afraid of what others would see me as.
Well, I joined pageant because I wanted people to know who I was, or am, I'm sorry, and what I could do, and who I am in culture.
Yeah.
The character I chose was Kristoff from Frozen because the only thing we have in common is her name. So I decided to just go with that, and it should be a good video.
I joined pageant to discover my culture more and present what I already know. And I would like to learn how to speak in public better. And I would just love the opportunity to bond with other people who are also trying to discover their culture and learn about different cultures as well. I live by faith, trust, and pixie dust because you have to have faith on the road that you're on, and you have to trust that every decision you make is for the better. And pixie dust is just to add a little pizzazz into your life.
I joined pageant to show output towards my country. I wanted to show not only am I Chinese, but I'm also Korean, my Korean unique side, which not only focusing on one country, but expanding the mind of one person to multiple Asian communities. So basically, I would like to give people a chance and the opportunity to show that there isn't just one Asian community out there to focus on their own, but multiple out there, so they can experience and delve into multiple Asian traditional values that they would never see, so they could find something that will love and enjoy in another Asian community, not just their own. My fairy tale character is Robin Hood, and my character loves to steal from the rich and give to the poor. And I don't steal from the rich and give to the poor, but what also Robin Hood does is give opportunities to those who don't have what the higher people do have. And I would like to give people who don't have the same opportunities as me knowing about more cultures and to express more about my own culture towards them. So not only will they learn more about my culture, but they will expand their mind on more cultures around them to give them a more of awareness, basically.
My fairy tale character is Alice from Alice in Wonderland because I feel like my life is also out of control sometimes, like 2007 Britney Spears. But that doesn't stop me from exploring what life has to offer and helping others along the way. My favorite fairy tale is the Disney edition of The Little Mermaid because it shows that love has no boundaries. You can be loved even if you don't know what a fork is. That's inspiring.
I joined pageant to represent myself, my country, and I was encouraged by some of my friends to do it as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. My favorite experience so far would probably be meeting other contestants, making new friends, learning more about my culture, and appreciating it a lot more as well.
So the main reason why I joined pageant was because I wanted to break out of my own comfort zone and try something new and different. I've always been a person to myself and the idea of being on stage in front of a large audience is terrifying, but also a very exciting experience. Another reason why I decided to join pageant was to represent my culture and try to embrace it a bit more. I love my culture and I do know a lot, but there's nothing wrong with embracing it more and representing the Vietnamese culture to the UCF community. And then my last reason why I joined pageant was because of Miss America 2016, I believe, 2015, Sandy Shields. She said that every pageant she's in, her goal is to never win, but to try to find the best version of herself. And when I signed up, I was at a point in my life where I wanted to find the best version of me and the version that I want everyone to see. My favorite fairy tale characters would have to be between Jasmine and Mulan. They are both incredible women who are very brave in their own ways. Jasmine, she isn't afraid to say what's on her mind, and she just wants her freedom. And Mulan, she's brave in a different way. She's brave enough to sacrifice her own life for her family, and that's something I relate with the both of them.
I joined the pageant because I just wanted to get in touch with my roots and have a deeper connection with my culture. You look around campus and you see different types of Asian people. You see Taiwanese people and they're very proud of who they are. Some people even go as far as saying Cantonese to separate themselves between, But for my people, we're very unknown. We're called Hakka. They're very nomadic people. And so I want to bring awareness to that. I want to show that, there's more than just being Chinese. There's always a deeper side to everything. My fairy tale character is the Cheshire Cat, and I relate to him because he's a very mysterious individual. A lot of people don't approach me, I don't approach them, so I guess in a way there's like some mysterious vibe behind me. But another main asset about the Cheshire Cat is that, he's constantly smiling, and unbeknownst to people, I love to smile, so I feel when I smile, I do my best. And since the Cheshire Cat is always smiling, I feel like if I were to always smile, I would always be at my best.
A fairy tale quote that I live by is,
To all the girls who no longer believe in fairy tales or happy endings, you are the writer of your own story. You are the queen of your kingdom and only you know how to rule it. And I like this quote because it reminded me to just be myself and that no one can get in the way of your happiness. My favorite experience of pageant is just being around 15 very different and unique people. Even though we all did pageant for different reasons, our end goal is the same, and that's to become a better person in the end.
I joined pageant because I like to try new things, and I really feel like this is me taking a step forward, not only out of my comfort zone, but a way as to challenge myself, because taking on challenges helps me as a person to grow, not only as a person, but culturally. So I think it's a benefit to myself. So far during pageant, since this is the only second practice, actually a lot has happened in the past 2 weeks. I like that we're all becoming closer. My favorite experience so far is that, yeah, it's a competition, you know, it's a scholarship pageant, so people want to get money and stuff. But I feel like we're slowly becoming closer, like a pageant family, and I think that's what I really like the most about this experience so far.
I joined pageant because I wanted to get a better sense of myself with my culture. When my family moved here to Florida from Chicago, my parents had been divorced, and I separated myself from not only my culture and religion, but also from my family and my own self. So when I came here to UCF, I came to like an Indian community, not just Indian community, but like an Asian community that just was welcoming, and I felt more at home, and I felt proud and connected all of a sudden. So I think being able to join pageant was a great way to continue that connection and help myself grow within my own culture. And I love meeting new people. I think having that opportunity to learn more about different cultures, different people, helped me learn about myself as well. It's good to have familiar people, but it's also great to have the new people, which is the exciting part about pageant so far.
I joined pageant partly for two reasons. One was I had friends kind of rallying around me saying, go for it, do it, you'll be a great candidate for it. And the other reason was I was like, you know what, I want to do something new, I want to get myself out there. And I said, if I make a big fool of myself, you know what, then so be it at that point. So far, it would have to be the group tension that we all went through, just to try and get our cultural, introduction down. All of us were kind of on the same boat, so it made a very nerve-wracking experience less nerve-wracking, which is kind of comforting at the same time. And we know that if we make a mistake, all of us are here to support each other. So it was it's really comforting to know that.
I joined pageant to break the stereotypes that are presented against Indian people and India in general. India is always seen as a kind of exotic place, or a place that only has samosas or henna or so many globalized things like that, but there's so much beyond that. India has more than 122 languages, and there's so many different states, and each state has its own culture, and I feel that the world can't see that yet. And by doing pageant, I hope to bring that out more and show how diverse India really is. My fairy tale character is Mulan, and I feel that I relate to her because she was able to break the restrictions that were placed on her because she was a female and show the world that she can take the place of a man.
My favorite experience so far during pageant would definitely be meeting all of the contestants, because each and every one of them has a unique story. And I also love meeting everyone involved in pageant, so the whole ASA board, just because I love making friends and it's great to know everyone better. Personally, I chose to join pageant because I've always been very involved in the Asian community ever since I was in high school. And joining college, I have been involved, but I feel like winning Mr. ASA would allow me to expand my horizons and become more involved.